Welcome to the wacky world of college football, our weekly video. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's Dean. I'm covering a lot of items here, maybe having a little bit of fun. Matt Millen was the honorary captain for Penn State in their overtime victory over Appalachian State. He's 1-0 when it comes to being honorary captains. You know, he went out on the field. They were supposed to toss the coin. He was supposed to toss it. Look, he gets ignored. I mean, please, wait a minute. Matt's looking. Give me the coin. Give me the coin. Give me the coin. No. And then they flipped the coin. What did Matt do? He didn't do anything on that thing. You know, I actually asked afterwards, and what they said is that rumor had it that if they used like a quarter, they were worried that Matt was going to put it in his pocket and take off, and then they wouldn't have their coin for overtime, which they had to have a coin for overtime. So they kept him. Matt wouldn't keep a quarter. Come on. Well, I don't know. But anyways, we were off and running, and, it's early in the season. You got to cramp. You got to rub these officials down. Look at these umpires. Yeah, they're really tough guys. Yeah, how tough are they? Yeah, right? Yeah, tough. Oh, give me some water. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, good. He can't even drink it right. How about this coverage at the goal line? You want to be upright to signal touchdown. Nah, that's not the position that you want to be. You know, upright, stay upright. That's not good. All right, watch this. They are tough. You want to see a tough umpire? Watch this. Down goes the runner. Are you kidding me? Joseph Chisholm makes the tackle, unassisted tackle. There's a shot. A forearm to the helmet. But that's not a foul because that guy was not defenseless, and obviously neither was Mr. Chisholm. That's a fact. Hey, we got so many plays this week that involved hurry-up offense, and, you just want to be aware of hurry-up, and Utah State was a master at it. And so in this particular case, you're going to see that Utah State lined up and ran a play, and then the defense, though, got caught with 12. You can see the defender running off the field. And the whole notion is, remember, in this hurry-up world, if the offense doesn't substitute, then they can go as fast as they want. If they do substitute, then the defense gets a chance to match up. And in this case, there was no substitution, so the defense is on their own. Good DPI call, grabbing the jersey. You're going to see it on a replay. Didn't look like much when we see it live here, but you're going to get a ruling of interference, and, sometimes they're hard, but you get a grab of the jersey. Watch the next shot. You still don't think much. But when you see jersey pulled like that and you see he's got it, pulling him by the jersey, that's enough for an official to see that and call that. That's a good call for DPI. Here's a close play at the goal line. Angles. Couple angles made it look like it was. Did he get to the goal line? Ooh, I might say that he did there. It looked awfully close, but not a good angle down the goal line. Now, here's one. It's still not down the goal line, but how about this one? Oh, boy, doesn't look like he made it. It was ruled short, by the way. And then you're going to get a third look, I believe. It's all about angles. Again, we're not on the goal line. Did he? I bet my bottom dollar that he did. But without a shot down the goal line, you just really can't tell. Targeting, we know, is the rule that the NFL has almost adopted. This is good and legal. Lean with the shoulder. That's what they want. You're going to get a pass here that, when we're talking about instant replay, ruled complete on the field, reversed to incomplete. And again, the standard here that we're concerned about is it beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's incomplete? And there's really nothing that we see in this play based on these angles, because the right hand still has the ball. Nothing we can see that makes this conclusive that it's incomplete. It was reversed to incomplete. But again, remember the standard, just like the play before, that you want to be 100% sure without beyond a shadow of a doubt that that it was not that the call on the field was not correct. Here we have a play, and we just have to be concerned about really going too quick when it comes to a score being reviewed. Now, we know for pace of play, we're putting 40 seconds on the play clock for the try. So you get 40 seconds to get set up and get the next play. But here you can see there's the runner, by the way, short of the goal line. The elbow is down, and he is short. Little concerned about we're going maybe a little too quick because of the 40 seconds. Let's just remember the instructions. Do like you've always done. If it's close, hold. And you've got to communicate with the referee who can reset. He can reset the 25-second clock, but this was ruled touchdown and should have been reversed. And this shot might have come a little late. But again, let's make sure that we hold when it's close to get all of the shots, because this one really wasn't a touchdown. Just to remember about when offensive players become eligible. So you're going to get a play coming up where the ball gets batted by the defense. So if the ball is batted by the defense and touched by the defense, then all offensive players become eligible. So 62 then becomes eligible to catch this ball. So once the defense touches the ball, everybody on offense is eligible. And by the way, if it touches an official, then everybody is eligible also. You would hope it doesn't boink off the umpire's head, but if it does, then anybody can pick it up and go. So we're going to have a kickoff, opening kickoff of the game. All right, the opening kickoff of the game. And what you're going to get is you're going to get now, again, a 40-second clock after this opening kickoff of the game and a touchback. You've got 40 seconds to get the ball snapped. And we had numerous delay of games before we even had a play. And here you can see that the play clock expires before we have a play. So, I mean, it happened so many times this year after a score. So after a score, when you've got after a kickoff going to the first play, 40-second clock. When you have a score going to a try, 40-second clock. And I believe teams will adjust to this and recognize that they got to get out there quicker. But again, I hope that this doesn't become a trend. But we had a lot of delay game on the kickoff just because of this 40-second clock being reset after the touchback. All right, we'll go here to an illegal side block. You're going to get down there. You can see the right below. This is a block from the side, and you've got to be from the front, 10-2. If you're going to get a block like this from the front, has to be from the front. You can block like this if you get in front in this area from 10-2, but anything from behind or from the side is a foul. You have to literally get directly in front. If it's beyond 5 yards, you can't go low, period. And this was a good call for an illegal block. Punt out of bounds in terms of spotting, just so we recognize this. We're going to get an Oklahoma punt that is going to go out of bounds. It's like pulled dead left, like one of my drives. How do you line this up? Watch this official come up. The referee has watched the flight of the ball, and as soon as this official that's holding his hand up, as soon as he gets to the point that intersects that flight of the ball, the referee drops his hands, and that's how they get it lined up. Believe it or not, it doesn't seem precise, but I'll tell you, it really is, unless the referee forgets about, watching the flight of the ball, which does happen from time to time, but certainly not in that case. Ole Miss, Texas Tech, if I'm not mistaken, we have a hit. Let's see. Looks like we're going to have targeting hit on the wide receiver. And this was called, and that's what they want called. You can see lowering his head, and again, you've got a defenseless player here, so lower his head and leads with the crown of helmet. This is a clear targeting call, and the player celebrated the fact that he was out of the game, that he wasn't going to play for the rest of the game. Called taunting on this one. I liked it, but boy, it's close. This was called taunting, and then the flag was picked up. So you're going to get a guy that goes into the end zone. He's going to turn around and look at the defender, slow up a little bit and look at him, and they called taunting on that. They got together, though, and picked it up, which I like because there was no point. There was no sushing. There was nothing to the effect. He did look at him, but the flag came. If they would have stayed with the flag and said that it was taunting because he turned around and looked at him, in college, that's a live ball foul. It would have taken the score away, and the 15-yard penalty would be enforced from the spot where he turned around and looked at the defender that was chasing him. But I thought they used good common sense as a crew to pick it up without a point or without something else. Punt out of bounds here. Just again, let's see. This one was fascinating because it's caught at the 21 out of bounds. Now, what they did was they put the ball at the 26, which, could well be where the ball crossed the sideline before the guy caught it out of bounds. But they went to review, and they put the ball back where the receiver caught the ball out of bounds 3 yards. So really, to me, airborne ball, if they rule that it's out of bounds, when out of bounds in the air at the 26, you can't review that. You can only review where it went out of bounds if the ball hit on the sideline. So we're not sure really what happened here, except just to remember that you can't adjust the ball in replay if you're adjusting where the ball crossed the sideline in air. Just a bit unusual. This just indicates that we're reviewing that last punt, and I don't think really even Brad Van Vark knew for sure what was being reviewed, but he then signaled that the ball was cut out of bounds at the 21, and they moved the ball to the 21, and he probably said, let's get out of here. Okay, you caught the ball out of bounds. Safety kick. This is kicked from the 20. Okay, so it's kicked out of bounds. It's just like a kickoff, 30 yards in advance. So if it's kicked from the 20, it goes 30 yards downfield to the 50, just like a regular kickoff. We're going to get a quarterback slide, and then he's hit in the head. He's defenseless. Now, we also know that it's dead as soon as he breaks down and starts his slide. So if he's defenseless, then you can't hit him in the head or neck area. Even if it's a late slide, you have to lay off the head or neck area. But when he starts to break down the slide, then the play is over, and he gets basically defenseless player protection. And if you hit him with the shoulder, forearm, wrist, arm, helmet, pads, then it's targeting. And this was called targeting and confirmed. And remember, the difference between NFL here is the play is over when the runner breaks down to start his slide. And when he starts, that butt starts to go down. That's when the play ends, and targeting was called, and it was correct. Fair catch, let's just see here what we've got. We've got a fair catch. This is the new rule. So fair catch signaled on a kickoff, caught at the 13. Ball goes to the 25. We saw a few. We did see quite a few. So, and this is the new rule. It happened a lot right at the goal line. Was he in the end zone or not? Didn't make any difference. He signaled fair catch, so the ball goes right to the 25, and that's a rule that I think we're going to see more of that. Roughing the quarterback, you're going to see here, hands go up and then down to the head. This is a point of emphasis in college. So if you go up to try to block the pass and then come down and hit the quarterback in the head after trying to block the pass, it is a foul. You've got to stay off the head. And as I said, it is a point of emphasis. Camera action. This is pretty cool. So here, just we stop it here. Just want to tell you right now, this is on the cameras on the official. Okay, and in this formation, you can see what he's looking at. He's got trips. So everybody has a responsibility. So who does this head linesman have? He has receiver number 2. So he has the second receiver in from the outside. And here you're going to get his view of the head linesman doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He calls OPI on the play. And you get the perfect look at it. I want to run it again because I'm fascinated by these shots. So he's got number 2 receivers. Take a big beeline for this defender. Blocks him. They throw underneath. A classic offensive pass interference. And I think we'll see more of these officials wearing helmet cams because the new rule allows, with conference approval, to put cameras on many as maybe 3 even, as a matter of fact. So could be a head linesman, could be a side judge, it could be a referee even. So I think it does present some unique shots. Just a catch here, just remember the 3-step process. Control, foot, turns upfield. You got them all. Ball comes out when he hits the ground, but control, he's got foot, control, football, move. That's exactly what you're looking for when it's a catch. Forget the fact that it comes out when it hits the ground. That, in that case, is a touchdown as soon as he breaks the plane. This one was not called. This was not called. This is targeting. This should have been called. The big point in the game, by the way. So you get the go look back at it again. Lowers his head, helmet-to-helmet shot. This is enough for replay to get involved. It wasn't called on the field, enough for replay to get involved and call targeting and and that player then would end up being disqualified for the game. Here's a peel back block. And again, a peel back block. You can't go to the head or neck area with your shoulder, forearm, arm, helmet, whatever. So it's one to me that was high and should have been, or certainly could well have been, a foul. Here's an onside kick. It's really interesting because sometimes we need to show the line feed. And again, let's run it back. The issue is, where is the ball when the block occurs at the 45-yard line? And we stop it right when this block occurs right here. Has the ball at that point gone 10 yards? Probably hasn't. This is the best look. This is the closest look that we can get to a shot down the line. It's close, and it's questionable as to maybe whether it's there or not, but I think in the line feed here, if we can record that and show it, if I'd have went back and looked at this one, I'd have probably had less doubt that they were going to reverse this. But this is reviewable in replay. It was not called an illegal block. Obviously a key call, and they went to replay and reversed it and made it an illegal block, which then they had to re-kick again after the penalty. But down the line angles are always interesting. 2 interesting plays to take a look at. Watch this play. Ruled on the field as a forward fumble out of bounds, brought back to the spot of the fumble, which was in the end zone, so therefore safety. Well, it's not really a fumble. It's a pass. He throws the ball forward. Now, I get it's an unnatural passing motion, but he does throw the ball forward. So now you've got an incomplete pass. There was no announcement by the referee. No announcement by the referee saying that the ruling on the field was a fumble. Therefore, there is no intentional grounding. So this one, in my opinion, actually should have been reversed to an incomplete pass. It was left confirmed by replay that it was a fumble, forward fumble and out of bounds and a safety, but there's so many elements to review here. If we go back and stop it, for example, when does the ball leave his hand? Now you see it forward, he's pushing it forward. When does it leave his hand? Now, is that in the end zone or out of the end zone? You know, the whole ball has to get out. A lot of elements to review here, but no announcement was made that there was no intentional grounding call because it was ruled a fumble. So really all it could stay as being is an incomplete pass. Now here's a different one. Here's a play on the sideline. Not going too quick in replay. This was ruled short, and it was reversed to a first down. And again, what you had is a penalty called on this. So the offensive holding penalty was declined. But then they actually looked at this, and there was one other shot that maybe gave you an idea that he didn't make it, but here comes the line, the perfect look. Watch the elbow hit, clearly short. He didn't reach the line, and yet they reversed it to making the first down. So we got to wait. And hopefully we can give shots as quickly as we can to make it definitive, but I think it's pretty definitive here that he is probably short. So that's it. Let me just conclude by saying one thing. That let's go back to that play before. We had another one just like it where the referee announced on the field, he announced that there was no intentional grounding because the ruling on the field was a fumble. When you make that announcement, if you go into replay and reverse it from a fumble to a pass, you can put on intentional grounding. So in the future, when we have plays like this, expect to hear announcements like that, even if they're delayed. I mean, it may be a delayed announcement before they make their final decision in replay, but it's a unique situation that happened there that is a good learning experience for everybody. So that's it. I'm done. Long tape. Dean next week. Hope you enjoyed the first week. It was a fun week of football, and I know it's 7 o'clock in California, so there's still many more games to be played. But next week, Dean Blandino will be on the microphone to lead you through our weekly plays. See you later.